everyone. My name is Amanda, and I am so excited that you took action and went to the next step to watch this free masterclass. And first, let me just give you a warm welcome, as I know there are so many other programs to choose from, and it's very overwhelming. So, the first thing I just want to tell you is that I am a no fluff type of person, right? So, anyone that knows me knows I'm very direct. And so, if you tend to get your feelings hurt easily, I apologize. I just want your success. And one of the things that makes me very different from most of the people in this space is that I actually care. I actually want you to be successful, and I'm here to help. One thing when you're going through the sea of competition and you're looking for something and you're just like, you just have to feel good about it. What I want you to do is really research the person that you are going into business with, right? Who is it that's going to mentor you? Who is it that you connect with? Because one thing that I can tell you is my stats do not lie. So everything that you see on social media is the truth, and I stand by what I teach. And I teach it because I know it works, and it's what I have done myself. The other thing is you will have direct contact with me either on Facebook, WhatsApp, or text messages, depending on what mentorship program you sign up for. But either way, you have direct contact, and I actually respond, which is very rare because the big players in the space will treat you sometimes like a number. And I am not saying that's the case with everyone, but what's very important is, especially if you're brand new, is you need someone that you can talk to. You need someone that connects with you because everyone has a different journey. And I will tell you more about my journey as well so you can get to know me. And I will do that in the next slide. But I don't want to bore you. And so I'm going to move on and just again, thank you so much for joining us. And you can tell I'm super excited to move on, and we will talk to you soon. And I'm going to go into how I got started. Okay, I am back. So I just want to tell you that the lighting and the movement of my head, sometimes my whole face disappears. So I apologize now, but thank you again for being here. And this is always an awkward, cringy part for me because I do not like talking about myself. But let me just tell you quickly who I am. My name is Amanda. And on this slide, you will see my family. I am a mom of 3 girls, and there is Michaela, Bella, and Molly. And I kind of just became known as Manda BossBabe. And so that's who I am online when you see on social media. But I have been an entrepreneur for over 16 years. And in 2013, I started kind of like a lash empire. I went from 1 location to 48 locations in 2 years. And we did that all by ourselves, my husband and I. So we did not have franchises. We ran a huge empire, and it was amazing, but it wasn't easy. And our beauty company is still around, but in 2019, my world was turned upside down. And I'm sure you guys all know why, right? COVID. And so I almost lost everything. I almost had to file for bankruptcy. So I've been through how am I going to pay my rent? How am I going to pay these bills? How am I going to support my children? And so I almost lost everything. And then I decided to start offering online trainings for my beauty company. And that's how I got started in digital and affiliate marketing. And the first year I was able to completely pivot and go to $2.5 million in sales completely online. And I was mentoring and teaching, and it was just an incredible journey. But I learned a lot, mainly content and how to grow on social media. And kind of my wheelhouse is social media growth, faceless content, AI, leads, and traffic. Those are the things that I have just kind of perfected and specialize in. And then also mentoring, right? I have trained over 10,000 people, and my social following has grown to over 500,000 followers between all of my socials. And I've seen over 118 million views on my content, primarily faceless, but Surprisingly, I'm actually shy. I do not like filming, so this is hard for me as well. But I just don't like being on camera. So growth, sales, business development, that is what I specialize in, and that is who I am. So I thought it would be important to know who you're learning from, and so I just don't want to keep talking about myself. But that's me, Amanda, also known as Manda BossBabe. So we're gonna move on to the next slide. Hi, everyone, and I am back, and let's just get the nitty gritty disclaimer out of the way. So, first, I just want to tell you this is not a get rich scheme, okay? So, you're not going to be a millionaire overnight. Some of you will see sales faster, and some of you will see sales slower, and some of you just might not see any sales at all. That's just realistic. Any of those programs that throw out all these fluffy promises are just not being truthful, because I want to tell you that my results, your results, everyone's results will vary, and income will vary. It is definitely not something that is guaranteed. But what I can tell you is that I want your success, and I'm going to do the best I can to get you to where you want to be, because everyone has different goals. And so do not expect to get rich from this, and do not expect to make millions of dollars right away. Again, nothing is guaranteed. That's my awkward disclaimer that I have to say, and I will move on to the next slide. Now let's talk about mindset. So mindset to me is very, very important. It's super important because I do believe in the feeling of positivity and the feeling of knowing that I am greater, I have a greater good, and I want to do something in my life. I want to be a positive influence in people's lives. I want to manifest money, of course, and I think lately manifestation has kind of been a little bit more prevalent because people have accepted that maybe it's true. I want to have good energy. These mindsets and these mindsets of being successful are just so important. So every day, speak yourself something positive. Write it down on a dream board. Put it in your phone. Write it on your mirror. I don't know. Just say it out loud. If you pray, pray. Whatever it might be, it is very important to stay positive because it is so easy to get discouraged. And nowadays, everything is very negative. So anything on social media is maybe putting something down or degrading somebody or making someone feel like they're not good enough. And I just believe that social media can be such a downer sometimes. We're just so negative on there. And so remember, please, every day that you're in this program, that you have to keep a successful mindset that you are worthy and that you are going to do this. And every day might be hard, but we're going to get through it together. Because if you don't have that, what's going to happen is you're going to get discouraged, you're going to give up, you're going to have shiny new bright syndrome, and you're going to find something else, especially when something isn't working. So when we don't see results, what happens is our brain is triggered to think, okay, well, maybe I'm not doing it right. Maybe this isn't meant for me, and let me just move on to something else. And then you're constantly moving on to something else, and you're wondering why you're struggling when you have to pay rent or whatever it might be. So again, you can't keep moving on. You have to find something that works and stick with it and give it some good time. That's why this program was created. It's created because I know the mentality. I know what you're struggling with. I know that it's frustrating not seeing results because it's so flooded. You're in a sea of competition all day long. A bunch of digital marketers. My favorite is the stirring the coffee or dancing. And then you're expected to send someone to your page and then they're just going to buy from you and miraculously get rich. Well, that's just not reality. The other thing is that people are pushing low ticket products. So you're working so hard, 12-hour days, 5-hour days, and you're making $47. And you're thinking to yourself, is this worth it? So then you just give up because you know that the money might not be there. High ticket marketing is where the money, sorry, I got cut off, but high ticket marketing is where it's at because you spend about the same amount of hours that you would work normally, but you make a much bigger ticket. So we will talk about that later. But I feel like people have been brainwashed that you think that you need to price something super low to make money, when then you realize you work so hard and you've made nothing at all. And then that's when it becomes not worth it. And I keep saying this and I'll keep repeating myself, but it is important. When you start selling things for $47 and then you start selling things for $9.99 or higher ticket and you're making $500, $800, it becomes a lot more worth your time. You're way more motivated. So again, high ticket marketing is where it is at. And that is the mindset that I want you to be in, is that you are worth that money, because I know you are. And that's what I want to get you to, is that point of feeling that everything is on autopilot. You don't have to create content every day. You don't have to post and stir coffee, and you're going to communicate the same message in the same amount of time, but not make $47. You're going to make higher money, $500, $200, $300, $1,000. That is life-changing money. Life-changing money is not making $47, because it takes so much traffic to even get you there. Again, I'll be repeating myself over and over until I re-establish this point, but let's move on to the next slide. Now we talk about ease and simplicity and financial security. With our system, it's a turnkey automated system, and you're going to get to know why in a little bit. But it's designed to have those bigger paychecks. It's designed to see $500, $700, $800,000 paychecks, to where you're not stressing so much about spending so much time making very little money. It gives you that financial security, and most importantly, it keeps you motivated. A lot of times when we see a sale come through, it just makes us even more motivated. But when we have smaller tickets and it took so long just to get that, then that's when we become unmotivated. And I think that's where the industry is lacking a little bit, is that we're pricing things a little too more affordable for people, not realizing that our time is worth more than that. And you have to remember your why. Everybody has a why. My why was my family. My why was making sure that I never relied on a man for money, no offense. But it was, a reality in life. Are you trying to fund a certain lifestyle? Are you trying to retire before you're 50 years old? Do you have medical issues? Are you forced to stay home because you can't do anything outdoors? Is it something that you're doing because you're a stay-at-home parent and you want to contribute? You want to travel more? You just want to have extra cash to provide towards your family? We all have that why. And what I encourage you to do is dig deep. Find that why, because when you communicate that why to your audience, that is what's going to be kind of that missing piece to connection. And if somebody can relate to you and trust you and get to know you, then they're more likely to buy from you. So this turnkey system is going to provide you all the ins and outs, and the 90% done for you part is to take away the part that you're stressing about. That way you can communicate more with your audience and spend more time on doing that versus worrying about the tech side and what about following up with this person. So again, turnkey and automated are two crucial steps to this program. Alrighty, so I'm going to be looking away from the camera a little bit because I have my notes here. This next slide is about success marketing and why this works. We want to come up with a game plan for you, and you'll hear me say this a lot about talking about what is going to work for you. Everybody is different, so I don't want to tell you that you're going to have the same game plan as someone else. You might also have different time expectations, different goals, and we'll work with you on that when you join. So you're going to be taking concepts and reels that have already seen viral results. You're automating that system so you can focus on other pertinent items, such as your story. This system has been proven to sell, which is going to take out the grind and the heavy lifting. That is what we are there for. So with our program, you're going to get a turnkey 90% done for you already. And no content creation unless you want to. You can show your face. You don't have to show your face. It's up to you. You're also going to be using a unique lead generation technique that keeps customers coming in on autopilot so you can reach a larger audience, because I think that's another issue, is that people cannot find their targeted buyers. They don't know really who to target, and this is going to help you target right away. So this is what success marketing is to me, and we will move on to the next slide. Alrighty, let's talk about progression of sales. I want to say this is a big part of why people aren't seeing sales. What happens is you post content. So now this potential person sees your reel and they're engaged by it. Maybe they follow you, maybe they just save you. You have a call to action. You send them to your link in your bio or a DM. And then you just hope and pray that they buy from you. But that's realistically not going to happen, because what's happened is you're losing a connection. What you need is the potential person to go to the call to action, but then they also have to build something with you. And I call this cultivating relationships. People will buy from someone when they know, like, and trust you, but that isn't going to be right away. And it's rarely right away. And when they go right to your link in your bio, you lose a connection there because you're hoping that they're just going to buy based off this small little glib of information, and then you're wondering why you're not getting any sales. So cultivating these relationships and the call to action to your bio is great, but what you really want to do is build that connection and that trust. And what our system does is it reinstills this connection so you don't have to constantly follow up with someone. And that is huge. When you have that connection rebuilt every single day, then they get to know you and you're not doing any of the work. It's doing it for you. So again, that's why I love this system that we created, is that it helps cultivate those relationships without you having to really put in a lot of work. And that brings us to, who is your audience? Who sets the trends? And let's observe that and kind of reflect. So, of course, we have stay-at-home parents, entrepreneurs, online business men and women, techie, non-techie, coaches, etc. You have people that are looking to retire soon or maybe want to travel. Those that want to add an extra income stream to their life. Definitely is encouraged, especially with stay-at-home parents. Motivated 9-to-5ers that hate their job. They dread it every single day. So these are people that are going to be your target audience, and these are people that are looking for a solution. If you can provide a solution to them, that is going to be huge, because no one wants to read the same thing that they've read over and over. They just want to know how to fix it. And so again, that is another thing that I talk about with you guys, is mindset and getting them a solution that fits your niche and allows them to purchase from you. Because if you can provide them that solution, they will most likely purchase something from you, especially if it's going to provide them that solution.
Alrighty, so I think this is one of the crucial pieces of any business, is that you worry about who your audience will be, or if you're brand new and you have no audience. So I will tell you this, one of the common things that people say that are promoting programs is you don't need an audience, miraculously, people are just going to come to you. And I don't want to set you up for failure. I'm going to tell you that you do have to build something. You have to build your brand. So in this journey, that is what I want to help you with, is to build something sustainable, not some, fly by night type of thing. So when you're building your audience, the best way to do that is on social media, because you can get free traffic by creating content and then you build your audience from there. This kind of has trends though. So with the TikTok drama, I have chosen to stay off TikTok primarily because you can't focus on all the platforms. But what I have found to work is Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And those ones seem to be the strongest. Now, we do have a software that you can enroll in if you end up wanting to, that will put everything for Facebook on autopilot so you can focus on another platform, like, for example, Instagram. And then once you're doing that and you're getting better at it, then you can improve your skills on another platform. Now, you have to look at the broad spectrum. There's going to be 5 billion people between just Instagram and Facebook alone. And obviously, you can't target all of those people at once, but you can get your audience targeted more by your content. And so that's what we're going to teach you, is how to build an audience faster, but without the grind of creating content every single day. So I'm going to move on to the next slide, but I just thought it's very important to address, how are you going to build, and do you need an audience?
we had talked about mindset and how important that is. I just want to give you a real great example. So, if someone is trying to learn how to play basketball, they don't take pointers from people that don't know how to shoot baskets. They want to learn from the greats. They watch Michael Jordan clips, they learn from what they're inspiring to be. So when you're taking advice from people, make sure that they are people that have proven results before investing in any type of course. And that's kind of why some of the MRR programs have this disconnect, because once they're sold, you don't really get that mentorship afterwards and you're kind of left on your own. So Instagram is my very favorite cash cow because it's pushing content right now for free because it's competing against TikTok. So what's happening is Instagram wants their users to stay on their platform longer, so they push your content. And that is huge because you're basically not having to pay $1, but you're getting all this free advertising. And so again, these types of tips come from people that know the industry. I've been through it. I've seen what works and I've seen what doesn't work. So again, Instagram, great. It is amazing. It's a cash cow. It's a money printing machine, and it's something that can definitely be lucrative for you. And it's my number one choice. And that's why most of my modules are on Instagram. I don't know why, but I always get cringy during this section. So this is me showing off. I surprisingly am sometimes an introvert. And so me trying to show you all these miraculous results is a little cringy to me, but I'm going to show you anyways. These are true results. These are not modified snapshots. These are real things. I grew my following from 0 to 10,000 followers in 6 months when I first started in 2019. And if you go on social media, you'll see my pages have my skincare page has over 100,000 followers. My BossBabe page has over 100,000 followers. My other smaller accounts that I just started 2023 and 2024 all have the thousands. They've seen the follower. And then there is a small little thing. If you zoom in, you'll see how many accounts we've reached. We've reached a lot of accounts. And this is all content that I have not even created myself. 90% of it is done through this system, and I did not create any of this content. I might have added words on top, like a hook, but those are super simple. This is not stuff where I had to go video and do all this. I didn't have to hire a content bank. I didn't have to do any of that. I found this on my own and used my methods to create content without creating it. I know that sounds weird, but you'll understand later. And then I've seen videos, hundreds and hundreds of videos go viral. And I kind of came up with this like secret recipe, which I will share with you. It's something that I was able to figure out on my own when I saw one of my videos hit 45 million views. And it didn't pop right away. It happened 5 days after I posted. And then all of a sudden I started seeing more and more of my videos hitting millions of views, 100,000s of views, viral engagement. This is all stuff that I have lived and breathed over the last 18 months. So when I talk about social growth, when I talk about getting followers, you are going to see growth 100% with all of my methods. That is something that you'll see. It might not be viral at first, but it will definitely see an influx into your social media page. This is what I'm really good at, is the social media growth, because I know all of the little tricks. You don't have to find trending audio. You don't have to do all of that. It does help. But again, I have seen social media proof of concept, proof of sales, and these have now monetized my socials in autopilot. Again, that's the system that we're going to teach you, but here is some proof of the results. And just a side note about me, I really hate filming, so this is already hard for me. But I wanted to go into the next slide about what people do not want to do. People do not want to create content. It may sound wonderful at first, but at the end of the day, when you get to week 2, you're like, oh my gosh, where am I going to find the next piece of content. I have to create another caption. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. I want my reel to go viral. And there's all these thoughts and all these processes that you have to do. So at the end of the day, people don't really want to do that. Also, people don't like to build a website or a funnel or a system that is supposedly going to work. People hate long work days. They want to work an hour a day and see miracle results. They don't want to work 8 to 12 hours. I'm going to tell you right now, this is not something where you're going to see miracles happen after 1 hour of work. But if you can take that 1 hour and utilize your time better, that is what's important. And that's what I show you. And then, of course, no one wants to take forever to see results. We want it now. That's just the industry and the life that we live. Amazon did that to us. So let's face it, we all want it now. And I can't show you exactly how to get it now, but I can definitely show you an easier way to get it sooner. I think this is the fun part. Exactly what we do want to do. And success is attracted to success. I just feel that when you have that mindset of knowing that you're going to be successful, it's just kind of weird how things fall into place. So let's talk about this slide. Proven results with profitability. If you see results that are profitable, you are more motivated. That is just kind of the way it works. An automated turnkey plug and play solution. Everyone loves plug and play. Everyone loves turnkey. Something we can do on our time with no annoying bosses and not having to wake up at 6 a.m. to get ready for work. Financial freedom. That is a big one, right? If we all were just financially free, we would be doing everything we love in life. And unfortunately, we do have to work a little to get there. We're not as lucky as Jeff Bezos or all the other rich people on this earth, but we are going to strive to find some kind of financial freedom. Quick results, because that's, again, just the world that we live in. Everybody wants this now. And so these are things that we do want, and that is what this system does, is it helps provide just a little quicker results, and it kind of just gives you things that you want versus things that you dread. Okie dokie. So who's just so pumped up? Oh my gosh, this filming part of it is very tedious on me. But we're going to move on. So what we think is necessary but deep down want to get away from. These are just things that at the end of the day, we know we hate, okay? Creating products, captions, hashtags, SEO, building a website, a landing page, extra fees like hosting, content banks, follow-up communication, testing what works, testing what doesn't work, webinars, lives, memberships, subscriptions, content creation, posting daily, tech support, and customer service. The list would go on and on of the things that we dread to do. And what our system does is it takes out a lot of this. So you can really just focusing on making money and communicating your story, coming up with captions. The hashtags are easy too, but all of the rigmarole that I call, you just have to eliminate. And it allows more of a turnkey automated system where you can say goodbye to all the things that you deep down don't want to do anyways. So again, the major one is probably content creation. No one likes doing that, and that's going to be taken away too. All right, so having multiple streams of income is very important. You have your job, and then you have maybe this online business. What is nice about high ticket affiliate marketing is that you make a larger amount of money for your time. You're not making $40, you're making $500, $1,000. And that is something that keeps us motivated, as I keep saying. So the 411 on lower ticket products is it's not that they're bad, they just require a huge amount of traffic to ever get you to the same dollar amount that you would make on one person for $500. And I always try to use this analogy as if you bought a Target purse, right? And it was $25. And then you bought a Louis Vuitton. You would possibly baby the Louis Vuitton more than you would the Target purse. So again, that goes back to motivation. if I'm going to make $47, I'm probably not going to be as diligent on that as I would maybe if I made $500. And using that comparison can help create a mindset for you that your time is valuable. And working smarter and not harder is super important. So that's kind of what the 411 is on these low ticket products. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying that how much nurturing and time do you have to spend to make the same amount on one sale?
Okay, so here is what I want to tell you about any strategy that you tackle. When you tackle a strategy, one of the biggest hurdles is finding something that works for you and your skill set, because everyone has a different journey, as I keep saying. So, in this strategy, this would be more where you want to learn how to grow a social following, you want to learn how to build content, you want to learn how to go viral, and you don't mind putting in the work. But I'm just going to tell you that it can be a grind. You'll be super motivated at first, and then you'll taper off because you just won't see the results that you want to see. In the end, I do offer a done for you socials, and that's not to sell you, it's just to give you a little bit of a jump start on things that you don't know how to do so you can learn them. And then that way, your social media gets built on the right methods because I already know what works. So, in proven strategy number one, what you will learn is how to build the following, how to start a page from scratch, which content to use, how to create viral content or just use viral content. And I give you very simple methods to be able to drive free traffic to what you want to sell without you having to create content yourself if you don't want to. Now, I do recommend that you show your face every now and then and you pick a face forward method, but you can do this faceless as well. It's just a little harder to build like, know, and trust when you don't show your face as often. So this is just one proven strategy that I teach and I know works because all of these social media platforms drive free traffic to you. All right, guys, let's talk about proven strategy number two. And as if I'm sure you have seen, I have been popping in camera and then sometimes it's just audio. I want to change it up so you don't get bored. But proven strategy number two is so important because at the end of the day, if you have extra money to spend on your business, you really should. Scaling is one of the biggest factors to any business growing faster. And if you are putting money in your business, you are going to see faster results. It's just a proven method. Unless maybe one of your videos goes viral or you have a large audience already, then sometimes you do need to spend money to make money. It's just part of why big companies spend money on advertising. So, another great aspect of what I teach is traffic and lead generation. And I think this is probably the biggest thing missing from most programs is they will give you a program and tell you all the great things on how to build it and maybe even, scale on social media, but they rarely will tell you how to get targeted traffic, leads that matter, so your budget isn't spent wasting away on Facebook ads or things that don't convert because conversion is key. So, one of the things that you'll learn are different traffic providers that actually convert. Different little tricks, methods, things that you can do yourself. You will want to budget if you're going to use this strategy. You want to budget about maybe $200 to $500 a month. And then let's say you make 500. I would reinvest at least half of that back in. And I know that's hard at first, but just think of it this way. For the next 3 months, if you can build something that's so large, then when you get to the point of making 10,000 a month, you can afford to put, an extra $1,000, $2,000 into your business because you're netting profit. So although this is one of the hardest things to swallow, again, I don't want to fluff. I don't want to tell you that you don't need to invest in your business because it is a strategy that works and it could really skyrocket things for you. So again, I will teach this in your training and show you the different strategies I use to see actual proven traffic that converts.
Da, 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 cringy results. Yay. This is proof of concept. This is just some of my testimonials and results that I've seen. Everybody is going to be very different. You might already have a presence on social media. You'll probably see results faster. Someone that's brand new has to give it a little bit of time. 2 weeks is kind of when you want to start seeing results. I've had people see results within the first few days, but again, everybody is different. This is just my results and kind of what I've seen and what other students have seen that I've mentored, but everybody is going to be varying. So I want to come up with a plan for you and find out what's going to make you the most successful. Here's another slide, proof of concept number 2. It's going to show you my sales. So these are actually snapshots of my sales. There's a quick little video to the right that shows you the ongoing payments that I've received since 2019. Again, big on transparency. You can see my reports right there, testimonials, growth, commissions that other people have received. This is huge for me. I have my beauty business with affiliate marketing, and I have digital marketing products that I sell, like the Boss Babe Collective. Those are all things that are generating money, plus I sell products. So all these things add up to passive income, and they're all set up in my system so I can have time for all this. That's my famous question that I always get. Well, Amanda, how do you have time for all this? You're a mom, you're a business owner, you do clients still, and you're doing all of this. Well, the best thing is getting the alert that you've just made money while doing a client. So while I'm servicing a client, cha-ching, bam, I made $200 just doing something else. And when your time is freed up just a little bit and you have kind of things working on autopilot, that is truly the best.
All right, you have made it pretty far, and I know this can be tedious, and I know that presentations can be boring. So thank you so much, and you are almost done. What I want to tell you is by now you might have been feeling a little overwhelmed, and just take a breath and know that at the end of this presentation, you will see what this program provides, and I hope that you're able to connect with me and just understand where my vision is. So one of the things that I provide in this program is I want to make sure that you're successful. What I don't want you doing is logging into a portal, seeing thousands of modules and thinking, where do I start? How am I ever going to get through this? So one of the biggest benefits of this program is that we make it as simple as possible to get you started quicker. So I'm going to give you exactly step by step on what to do, and then that way you're not lost and you can start implementing faster. Because these commissions are higher ticket. They aren't, $17, $15, $12. You're making bigger money. And so, of course, we're excited and we want to hurry up and get going. That is what this program was designed to do. And what I really want for you is a fast track to success without you feeling overwhelmed. So keep going. And then at the end of the presentation, you'll get a little bit more of a feel for pricing, and then we'll get you started in the right direction.
Okay, now what? Well, are you ready? Are you ready to have a passive income system that makes you money consistently without having to do all the work? And I don't want to sound too good to be true, because you do still have to put in 10% of the work. You do still have to show up. And I want to say plan on 30 minutes to an hour a day doing this. But what is a fair price? I mean, what is your time worth? What would you pay for a system that prints money? I mean, I would pay millions for that, but obviously it has to be something that we can afford. So we're going to move on to the next set of slides that is going to talk about kind of what is expected, what can you plan on, and then of course, just what is it worth? Hi, everyone. All right, so let's get down to pricing, right? Because if you want to know how much is this gonna cost me. So I wanted to just tell you that I wanted to create a hybrid model. There are so many different programs out there, and some of them are an affiliate strict model, and some of them are 100% profits, like an MRR model. And I just wanted to have a hybrid because I felt like everyone's needs are different, and everyone has different expectations and different time commitments. And some people, they just need to feel more a part of a community. And then there are other people that like to do it on their own and they don't want anything to do with anyone. They just want to do their thing. So I created this hybrid model. I want you to keep that in mind. Also, part of the training that you're going to learn in the space is I not only teach you digital marketing, but I also teach you how to get started in affiliate marketing effectively. So let's go over option one. Option one is going to be at $497, and you would pay $497. And what that does, it allows you to share 80% on any of them that you sell. So if you sell to someone else, then you're going to make 80%. And then anything that that person sells, this is not an MLM, this is a 2-tier affiliate program. And anyone that they sell to, you will make an additional 3%. So basically 83% is your earning potential on one lead. Now, remember, not an MLM. Okay. So we are not doing any multi-level. There's no matrix program. This is just strictly an affiliate program for option number one. And I love how half my hair is missing. Sorry. Option two is going to be $849. And what that is you pay $849 and you do not share on any kind of like 80 and 3%. And you might think, well, what is the difference? The main difference is when you have paid the $849, when you go to resell this, you make 100% of the profits. So if you were to get the $849, and let's say you were to sell it to someone else for $849, the minimum price you have to charge is what the resale certificate is, which is $849. So you can't go and sell it for $500. So you could sell it for $849, but you make all of that $849 yourself. I do not get a cut of that at all. The only thing that gets a little tricky is that if an affiliate, like let's say someone decides to do option number one, but then they sell to someone that wants option number two. What that would mean is the person that got option number one, and then they sold to someone that wanted to do the $849, then they would only make the $450 flat off the $849. They do not make the 80% and the 3%. It is just a straight flat commission, so it's easy to understand. And then if you were, let's say, you got the $849 option and you decided, you know what, I don't really want to sell the affiliate option at all, you totally have that choice. But let's say you do. Let's say you do want to sell the $497 option two, then you would also make 80% plus 3% as well. So that's how that works. So if you buy the $849, that just gives you 100% of the profits. You can also upsell it too. You do not have to you can charge more. It's totally up to you, but you get the resale rights for that. And it's just a one-off program. That's all you pay. Okay. So different options. Now, option three is kind of like the creme de la creme, which is a one-on-one mentorship program. And what that is it's $1897. It includes the setup fees later, so you don't have to pay any of those. And affiliates that sell this, no matter which option you are, you're going to make a flat $700. So there's no percentage. There's no, how much profits you make on this. You're just going to make a flat $700. Now, let me just kind of explain what the difference is with that program. The one-on-one mentorship program is designed for people that need a little more TLC. They need just someone that they can have available to ask questions. You get my personal direct number, and it is just the same program, but with an additional mentorship. So it's think of me as always a mentor, but this is going to be one-on-one where you have direct contact with me for as long as you need to get you to be successful. Now, each option, no matter which one you choose, it's going to come with the education of digital and affiliate marketing, AI content creation. You get done for you content, so you don't have to create it yourself. We teach you how to go viral on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. All of these things are taught in there, as well as how to develop your TikTok account too. Also, weekly coaching within reason. And I say that only because sometimes I do have to cancel if, personal circumstances come up, or mainly family. So if I have something going on that I absolutely have to be to, then we might cancel one of the coaching calls, but it is weekly coaching and it's a very intimate community. You're not going to be flooded with hundreds and thousands of people where you kind of just feel like you're a number. This is more of an intimate setting where you kind of just get that personal attention that you need. And then, of course, if you upgrade to the one-on-one, then you get me completely one-on-one. And then optional upgrades, because I hate when you buy something and then you're prompted to another sell and another sell and you're just like a bunch of upsells. I'm just going to tell you right off the bat, if you want us to set it up for you and you're hosting it, and the way you would host it is by option number 2. So if you decide you're number 2 and you want to host it yourself, you're going to get your own domain, you're going to host it all yourself, then what happens is you might not know how to set that up. So I charge a $97 setup fee if you want to do that. Now, if you want to do option number 1, you don't have to really worry about any kind of setup, because we host it all for you and it's easier than you doing it yourself. Now, the other option is the Unipro software that I love. It's like my lead generation secret. If you decide that you want to do that, please use my link, and it's $197 a month. And you might think, ugh, that is a lot. But I just want to tell you, you cannot put a price tag on your freedom. Okay. Your time freedom is so important. And the things that the Unipro software does is it will literally send you leads and possibly sales on autopilot, where you just push a button and it works for you. I don't know what you can do to pay someone $197 a month and have them work for you. The automation is amazing. And you can use this on Facebook. And if you want to run that tool and then focus on another platform yourself, you can do that. It just keeps everything automated, and it is the most amazing lead software that I can recommend. So that would be only, something extra that you'd want to do. I also offer done for you traffic packages, and I offer done for you social. So just, reach out to me if you have any questions about that. But I also want to tell you, one of the biggest differences between us and other companies is our program also offers done for you traffic collabs. So you are going to have your funnel link going through traffic sites, and you don't pay me $1. It's already built into whatever option you decide you want to do. We just set you up, we put you in our traffic system, and it just runs on autopilot. Now, I can't guarantee sales, of course, and I can't guarantee leads, but it's just allowing you to see eyeballs on what you offer without you having to set it up. Now, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't post on social media or you shouldn't do things to develop your business, because you need to also put some kind of initiative into building a business. You want to build something sustainable. All right, so that wraps up kind of a little bit of everything. It might have overwhelmed you. Just take a breath and know that any questions that you might have, I'm happy to answer, but just know we did this so you had options available depending on what your budget is. All right. And I apologize again for my lighting and me cutting out of the camera so much with my hair, but we'll talk to you soon.
All right, we are on the last legs of this presentation, and now you are wondering, where do I start? So it's very simple. I made it a 3-step process. You're going to take action and contact the person who referred you. If it was me, then you can just use my link, and you are going to pick which model you wanted to do, option 1, 2, or 3. Then, once that's done, you're going to submit a few pieces of information so I can get everything ready to go and set up for you. And then, bam, you're activated, traffic starts, it's all ready to go, and you can start diving into the education and implementing what you've learned in the modules. And it's super simple. But if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to reach out to me at Manda BossBabe. That's my normal handle for all of my social medias. So just find me there, or you can email me at manda.bossbabe@gmail.com.
You guys, we did it. Shh, I'm so glad I'm done filming. And I am more excited for you because I am telling you what I love the most. What gets me excited is just helping people. And as cliche as it sounds, your success is my success. So I am telling you, now is your time. Let's build this digital empire together. You have me by your side. And I just am so excited for this new journey that you're going to be on with me. And so reach out to the person that referred you or myself, and let's answer any questions that you might have, or just take action and pick a package and let's get going, because you are just going to love this. And I hope that you enjoyed the masterclass. I hope that you connected with me, and I hope that we can just partner up together and be on this journey long term, because it is just going to be incredible. So I hope you guys have an amazing day, amazing week, amazing month, amazing year, all of the good stuff. And again, just reach out to whoever referred you and let's get going. Let's build this together. All right, guys, have a great day and we'll talk to you soon.